There's been loads of football tonight. Really enjoyable night here on 5 Live Sport. The Champions League is nearing its conclusion. 3 English teams played their penultimate games tonight. Manchester City was shocked in Norway, beaten 3-1 by Bodo Glimt. It could threaten their place for automatic qualification in the top 8. Spurs, I don't know whether Spurs fans will enjoy this or not, but the pressure's eased a little bit on their manager, Thomas Frank. They beat Borussia Dortmund at home 2-0. And Arsenal have romped it. They're top of the league and clear. They won at Inter, and they probably should top the group right now. Let's speak to 3 fans, get their thoughts on it. City supporter David Mooney from the Blue Moon podcast joins us. David, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Chris Cowlin's here, host of the Spurs Chat Podcast. Hello, Chris.
Good evening, Tony.
Good evening. And Alan Alger's here as well, Arsenal supporter and a regular on the Footballistically Arsenal podcast. Alan, hello.
Hi, Tony.
David, we've been enjoying ourselves remembering the 1981 commentary when the Norwegians beat England 2-1. Your boys took a hell of a beating. And so far we've had Ina Sharples, Mick Hucknall to trying to update it, and I'm Davey in Derbyshire adds LS Lowry and Cosgrove Hall, the makers of Super Ted. So that's quite specific to that. So we'll play on that. What about tonight, David? You must be getting worried now.
You can't bring me on air, Tony, over the Spurs fan and start mentioning 1981. This isn't how it works.
Yeah.
We don't like this.
No, well, is that when Ricky Villa scored the winner, didn't he, in the replay?
I wasn't even born and it still rankles with me, so there we are.
Well, your boys took a hell of a beating twice that year then, that's interesting.
Well, yeah. I think it's probably fair to say we've had better nights. Let's put it that way. They just didn't show up at all, and I don't know if worried is the right word. I'd say concerned, uneasy.
But based on what only 2 wins in 7 back-to-back defeats, you were beaten by Manchester United at the weekend, which has got to hurt. Pep's reign will come to an end at some point. Are you getting that natural vibe now?
I wouldn't go that far just yet, but obviously he is a lot closer to the end than he is to the start. He said it himself. Like if he does another 10 years, I think everybody else would be incredibly surprised by that. So I think the feeling is that the end of this contract will be the end of his time at City, which is the end of next season. And you kind of, It would be sad that if it would kind of peter out in the way that it feels like it has done in the last couple of seasons. But they invested heavily in the squad over the last year, so you would hope that with a year of Guardiola tutelage under them, the squad could do a lot better than they've been doing. They're a little bit ravaged by injuries at the moment, which is not something that.
Oh, just go and cherry pick some other players. You bought Bournemouth's best player. You bought Palace's best player.
This is it. They're not allowed to play at the minute, and that's kind of why you looked at the squad this evening and went, okay, well, if the team he names doesn't do it, then there's nothing coming off the bench, and the team he named didn't do it, so nothing came off the bench.
There'll be many fans listening to this, David, thinking Pep Guardiola, how much has he spent? $2 billion. He can't whinge about not having enough players, surely.
No, he can't. But at the same time, like the players are injured, the players are suspended, so it's kind of you have to play the hand that they've been dealt, and they've played it quite badly.
Well, stay there. Keep playing the world's smallest violin. Stay there.
I'm not asking for sympathy, by the way.
I'll get to Alan in a minute. I'll just give him his time to finish his big cigar because Arsenal have coasted it. Chris, our Spurs fan, 2-0 tonight, helped by the fact they had a man sent off. And a serious question, Thomas Frank, he was booed at the weekend. Is this good that he's kind of safer tonight, or were you hoping for a different outcome and a different manager?
I never ever hope for a defeat. I'm absolutely delighted that we've won today, and we won extremely well, I might add. Even if they went down to 10 men, Spurs put a real shift in. And as you said, what a contrast from Saturday. Booze and a toxic atmosphere 3 days ago. And if you saw Thomas Frank walking down the tunnel after the game today, he's high-fiving fans, looking absolutely delighted and relieved. And the players look extremely happy as well. And, you know, the atmosphere from Saturday to today, it was like chalk and cheese. Pedro Porro, man of the match performance. Romero, real leadership qualities today. Odegaard with a couple of assists. Solanke's pressing was excellent. Vicario had nothing to do. And as I say, Frank looking delighted.
Right.
And it was a complete contrast.
Let me get this right then. He's a great manager.
I think there's a lot of work to do in the Premier League. I think before the game, the amount of people I spoke to said that they wanted Thomas Frank gone. But, it's all about winning games. And if you can turn this around, I would love to see Thomas Frank turn this around and prove everyone wrong, including myself, because, I said it on an interview this morning that, I think the best decision is for Thomas Frank to go. But we haven't seen that type of performance this season. We've seen really poor performances with real lacking attacking intent. And today was totally different.
Well, you're fourth in the Champions League table, which is a decent showing at the moment. And you come to my team on Saturday.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. I pretty much know what will happen. Thomas Frank will be so secure in his job after Saturday, you won't believe it. You won't get him out of there for 3 years, probably. But
do you know, Tony, what I would say is tonight it was like Thomas Frank just focused on Spurs rather than some of the games, or most of the games this season. He's always been worried about the opposition. So just focus on our team. That attacking intent was absolutely brilliant. Entertaining football, because we haven't been entertained many times this season. But that was a top performance tonight.
Okay. Meanwhile, in Goonerland, Alan, top of the league. Top of both leagues, to be fair. Clear, really. Technically, but I suppose Bayern Munich could catch you if they win both and you were to lose. But you're playing the bottoms club in the last game. How are you feeling, Alan, tonight?
Yeah, very confident, and the goal difference is good as well. So Bayern would have to really stretch it in those final two games, and Karat are out as well. So I still would expect us to go eight out of 8, and only 2 goals conceded. The second of those tonight in a game that we didn't have to win, and obviously rested players for, and then have gone swept aside the top club in Serie A quite easily, and didn't really get into top gear at all, and still managed to do it, which is a huge contrast to years gone by, and just got to have our fingers crossed that we can stay at the top of both.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out. Unlike Spurs, have you won a major European trophy?
We won the Cup Winners' Cup when it did mean something, and we won the Fairs Cup when it didn't mean much, and you used to get invited to play.
Yeah.
Our European record isn't great, but there seem to be lots of people on social media that seem to forget those two conveniently. But look, if we do it, we're going to do it the right way. I'm not saying Tottenham didn't, but some other clubs might have done. Other neighbours in London and a team in Manchester. But look, our record compared to the other 2 big clubs in the country, Liverpool and Manchester United, isn't good enough in the European Cup. So we need to win one. We definitely do. And Liverpool fans come and sing it at the Emirates every time they're there, and I'm sure Manchester United will treat us to a rendition of Where's Your European Cup at the weekend. But that is a huge game coming up, and the fact that we were able to sort of take the foot off the gas tonight, rest some players, 2 very clever bookings for Marino and Rice so that they missed the dead rubber game next week. That kind of planning and attention to detail that just wasn't there under Arsene Wenger is there under Arteta, and I think it's one of the big trophies needs to be delivered this season, but just to be competing again and looking solid and just being professional is a big thing. You're
in for all of them at the moment. I'm assuming all 3 of you will actually qualify and being positive. But just you as an Arsenal fan, Alan, very briefly, who do you fear the most out? There's Real, there's Bayern Munich. Who do you fear the most?
I think actually getting into a 2-leg knockout game against one of the other Premier League teams,
right.
Including the other 2 guests on the show now.
I wouldn't worry about
I just
City
think
at the
that
moment.
is difficult, and we've actually found it really easy in Europe. And as you've seen, even though we're top of the Premier League, it's not so easy in the Premier League at the moment. And I think we've got to fear the other English clubs.
Well, look, good luck to all of you. David, I've just been reminded, I've had Mick Hucknall in my... Your boys took a hell of a beating, but of course he's a big red,
he's
he'll
a
be
red,
happy.
Isn't he? Yeah. I don't wish to worry you, Tony, but Wolves come to the Etihad at the weekend, so if City's form carries on like this, they'll be a bit closer to Burnley by the end of the weekend.
I think we'll drag each other down, Wolves and Burnley. I'm now being told to put Clive Myrie, Jason Manford, Martin Lewis, the money man. Is he a Manchester City fan?
Oh, he's one of ours. Curly Watts as well. We'll have him.
Curly Watts, that's a good
Liam
one.
Gallagher.
Yeah, Liam Gallagher. Ina Sharples I had him, but I'm not quite sure who Ina Sharples supported.
Do you remember the swimmer, James Hickman? He's one of ours.
Yeah. All right. That's barrel scraping now. Alan, thank you. Chris, thank you. David, thank you. Cheers, chaps.
Thanks very much.
There we go. And Five Live Sport will be all over the Champions League again tomorrow night. Another big night of football here on Five Live.